Hey everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through the Bloodborne Long Hunt campaign. Here we begin Chapter 2. Our hunters have successfully driven off some of the Scourge, but we're still looking for the source. And that is where this story picks up. Again, like last week, this is going to be just the first half of the chapter, and then tomorrow you'll have the second half. I feel like this is just what's working for me right now, so I don't have to put out one massive vid in one go. I can take my time and actually cut the thing up. Also worth mentioning, I think I've addressed most of my rule stuff-ups from the last vid, but please continue to call me out on the mistakes. It's the only way I'll learn. All right, no more stuffing around. You ready? Let's get in. All right, guys, we are all set, ready to go. Chapter 2 of the Long Hunt right here. Now for this one, we've had some special setup rules for the map, which you'll see in just a sec. But you'll also note that we'll be fighting the same enemies this chapter as we were last. This time though, we're up against a different version of the Hunter Mob and Huntsman's minion, but we will be taking on the same old Scourge Beast. Now, as for our map, this mission, we're instructed to draw the graveyard, placing it on one side of the central lamp, and then connecting to the opposite side a random tile which connected to the Tomb of Odin. Now for setup, you'll notice I'm using some of the Kickstarter extras. We'll be using our lanterns and 3D consumable tokens as well. Now while we're here, we may as well spawn some enemies placed during setup. We have a Huntsman's minion in the graveyard and a Hunter Mob in the occupied house. Our hunters return from last chapter. We have our Saw Cleaver, who's going to be starting with Ludwig's rifle this time. And he's also got the Bloodstone Shard equipped as a part of his slash attack. This is going to allow him to do 1 additional damage with this attack, which is probably going to help us take out some enemies on the map, so fingers crossed there. We've also got our Ludwig's Holy Blade, starting off with the standard Evelyn. But you'll notice a fair few interesting cards floating around as part of our runes and rewards. Hopefully they come to good use. So with setup done, we are just about ready to play. We begin with the start of hunt, revealing card number 18. Basically, we're going to be continuing the hunt looking for the source of the Scourge. To progress, we are going to need to gather corpse tokens, all right? So during their turn, hunters may discard 1 consumable to spawn 1 Scourge Beast in their space. Each time we slay a Scourge Beast, we gain 1 corpse token. Hooray! So we need to go hunting for them specifically. We'll need to take those tokens to the graveyard in order to place them on this card. So to progress, we are going to need 3 corpse tokens. It's a bit of a shame that we've not started with any Scourge Beasts on the map. Looks like we're going to need some consumables to get this thing moving. We begin our first round, our hunters draw up, and the game begins. We'll start with the Saw Cleaver Hunter, and we're going to try and take out the Hunter Mob. We discard a card to move, 1, 2, and we'll begin our attack. Now we're going to cop damage here either way, so I'm thinking we'll use our Heavy Carve, putting our Poised card in. This will give us +1 damage, which will be enough to take him out, but also gives us a bonus ability where we cannot suffer stagger or stun from this attack. We draw our enemy's attack, and it's going to be a basic one. Here we've just got our basic axe swing, a medium speed attack for 2 damage, and we go ahead and cop that. Sweet. Our attack goes off next. 4 damage in total. The Hunter Mob is dead. For our kill, we gain 1 more card for the hand, and we get to heal up 1 of the damage we just lost. And of course, a blood echo for our troubles. 2 cards left. Let's head back to the map. Now we're pretty much going to be enemy free this round, so I'm not afraid to spend all the cards. So we're going to go ahead and spend our last 2 to move, 1, 2, and pick up our consumable over here. Of course, because we're in the Tomb of Odin, we're going to be able to draw 3, choosing 1. We get our choice from the pebble, the throwing knife, and the pungent blood cocktail. You've seen these two before. The pungent blood cocktail is the new one. This allows us to prevent one monster within 2 spaces from activating. Kind of cool. Doesn't work on bosses, but still rad. For survivability, or actually no, for damage dealing, we're going to grab the throwing knife. But chances are we'll probably spend it so we can start fighting some Scourge Beasts. Not yet though. For now, we're over to Ludwig. We're going to jump immediately on the offensive and we're going to try and take out that Huntsman's minions. So we discard a card to move. 1, 2, and we fight. Needing 5 damage to make the kill, we're going to throw our basic extra damage attack onto the overhead slam. Let's see what our enemy has to say about that. They draw their basic, which is a 3 damage lumbering swing. I'm thinking we flip Evelyn to prevent that and just stick to dealing our own damage. 5 is enough for the kill and rewards her first blood echo. We spend our last card to draw a new consumable, scoring some bone marrow ash, allowing the hunter to refresh one of their reward cards. A pretty decent start for our hunters, but we are no closer to hitting our main objective. So the mark advances and we begin the next round. Let's go ahead and start with our Saw Cleaver, and they are going to discard their Quicksilver bullets in order to spawn our first Scourge Beast. Now, we didn't draw fantastically, but we really want the kill, so we're going to have to do a little bit of card manipulation here. We'll go ahead and play our basic draw card, but we're not going to use it for its draw effect. Instead, we're going to flip our Claw Mark rune to replace the effect on the card with +1 damage and stagger. A good combo, and adding it to the effects of our Bloodstone Shard, we're going to get 4 damage out of this sucker. We draw our enemy's action card, and it is a special. That is a medium speed attack that's going to hit for 2 and 2 more damage unless we can dodge a medium speed attack. Luckily for us, we have a free slot here, so we're going to go ahead and dodge that sucker. Well, it's not a full dodge. We're still going to cop 2 damage, but because we get a kill out of it, that's another heal, another draw, and our first corpse token. Our aim is now to head towards the central lamp, so what we're going to do is spend 1 card to move. 1, 2, but then we're going to spend the other to transform our weapon. Now, when we do this, we get to replace our Bloodstone Shard. I'm going to go ahead and place that on our slash, and we're all ready for his next turn. Now, Ludwig's pretty much going to do the exact same thing. She'll begin by discarding the antidote, which we got last chapter. Not super useful that I can tell, except for the fact that it now spawns Scourge Beasts. We'll place 1 into our space and begin some combat. Now, we're not in a great position to do a 1-hit kill, so it's going to take a couple of hits here. We'll begin by throwing down our Indomitable in the combo slash slot. The Scourge Beast uses its ability. We flip another attack, and that's going to gain +1 damage and stagger. This one is a basic attack, doing 3 damage. Now, this would normally stagger us, but thank goodness for our Indomitable choice there. That was very lucky. So we're still going to get our attack off and our draw. First, we lose 3 life, and then we do 2 damage back, drawing a new card into our hand. 2 damage, 2 to go. Now, good news for us, Ludwig's blade now gets to transform for free thanks to the weapon's special ability. And now we get on with the attack. We'll play Bloodthirsty on our quick stab, which bumps it up to a 2 damage attack. And not only that, we're going to get some bonuses here. We draw the enemy card, which is the last in the stack, and a special. The Scourge Beast special is a medium speed attack. The quick stab is quick, so we're going to get that in just before the beast attacks. 2 damage and dead. We get a draw, we get a heal, and Ludwig gets her first corpse. 2 between us, 1 to go. And that's Blood Echo number 2. Thanks to all of our drawing effects, we've actually still got 3 cards in hand, so we're well equipped to continue the turn. I'm going to discard our newly gained Bone Marrow Ash to spawn our second Scourge Beast. We're going to go straight in for an attack with our Slash there. Now this slot effect, I've recently discovered, occurs immediately before damage, so it means we've got some spaces to play with should we need to do some dodging here. We shuffle the enemy action deck and we draw their response, a basic attack. Now I'd love to dodge this one, but the attack is quicker than any of the spaces I have free, so we're just going to have to cop the 2 damage. We do, however, do 3 back, 2 for the attack, and 1 for the weapon's special ability when we cleared the slot. 1, 2, 3, 1 to go. And we're going to go ahead and finish this the easy way. We'll go ahead and play our adaptive attack in our slash space, but like before, we're going to clear the slot, immediately doing 1 damage to an enemy in our space. That's 4. Scourge Beast dead. 3rd Blood Echo. 3rd Corpse for the team. We are on our way to the next phase of the hunt. Ludwig, being on the graveyard, is going to discard both of her corpse tokens, placing them on the hunt mission card. This requires no actions, which is brilliant because it frees us up to return to the hunter's dream. The mark moves up 1 space. We discard our 3 blood echoes and we get to choose our 3 upgrades. Unfortunately, no clearing slot cards here, so I'll take the Bloodthirsty, the Rallying, and maybe a free Transform. Oh, that's a good one. Damn. More good news though, we get to heal up and transform our weapon should we like. We refresh our firearm and any of our used rewards, in this case none, and we've hit the end of our turn and the end of the round. New round, and we are going to drop off our 2nd corpse at the graveyard. Our Saw Cleaver drops 2 cards and is going to run 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way to the graveyard, discarding their corpse to the hunt mission card. When this card has player number plus 1 corpse tokens on it, we reveal card 19. Guys and gals, that time is now. We've set the bait to lure out the big, possibly boss, we shall see. But in the meantime, while we wait for him to rock up, we're going to go around and collect some insight. We're going to need 2 before we can progress. Now, insight is of course gained through completing some of the chapter's missions. In this case, we're going to have to find Yosefka's clinic, find the Odin Chapel, or end a move on the Great Bridge. That means exploring. Now, our Saw Cleaver hunters only got 1 card left in hand, and I would prefer not to end their move on a newly revealed tile, so what I'm going to do is head on back to the central lamp space. 1 and 2. Into Ludwig's turn, and we're going to get back to exploring. I'll discard a card, and we're going to go see what's up to the north. Now, this is an unnamed tile, unfortunately, but I'm happy to go for it. We set up the tile with a Scourge Beast and a consumable token, and we finish our move. 1 and 2. Immediately into the fray, let's go for a kill. We'll place our Invigorating card in Overhead Slam and see what our enemy's got. It's a basic attack. It's a quick one, dealing 2 points of damage, but it's pretty much all for naught. Our Overhead Slam will go off, making the kill, and we get to heal and clear the shot. 1 health, 1 blood echo. All that's left is to lose our last card to pick up a consumable. Here we score the Beckoning Bell. This is the one that we can use to teleport a hunter to our space. Always useful. And you know what? Safety in numbers, right? Let's use it. We advance the hunter's mark by 1, and because we've reached a red space, we reset the map. Our enemies are back. First, we're going to have to deal with this Scourge Beast, and I'd love to do it with the Sword Cleaver Hunter. He is, after all, 1 Blood Echo away from having the full 3 for a good set of upgrades, but with his quick cuts and this being a very quick cutting enemy, I don't think we're going to be able to do it too cleanly. So I'm going to hand over to Ludwig for this one. Straight into her turn. Now we better go in for the kill here, so I'm going to throw down Bloodthirsty. It's going to give us an extra damage that we don't need, but on the kill it's going to give us a draw and a heal, which we will need, because chances are this guy's going to probably do 2 to 3 damage, we'll see. In fact, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and use the lead elixir to block one of the damage that we're going to receive. We draw the Scourge Beast's attack, and it's going to be its special. This is potentially 4 damage here, so that's pretty crazy. Now, it's a medium speed attack, so we're going to go ahead and dodge this one. But because of his special ability, we're still going to cop 2 points of damage. Thankfully for our block, we reduce that by 1, and then we get the kill. On kill, we draw a card and heal back up. Our hunter is no worse for wear. We score a Blood Echo for our trouble, and the space is now clear. Now, 2 cards left in hand, there's not much else to do, so I'm going to transform our trick weapon, and I'm going to save this card for a rainy day. It is a pretty good card after all. Alright, moving on to the Saw Cleaver. We could go ahead and pick up the consumable, but I want to prioritize exploration right now, so we're going to start by moving. We'll lose our draw card to move, and I think we're going to check out what's to the north still. And it's Yosefka's. Nice. We're going to move on to the tile, finish our move, and we get our first insight mission. We have to slay a hunter mob or huntsman's minion while it's on Yosefka's clinic tile. So our closest possible options are these 2 down here. It's going to take a while for them to get to the top, so we may as well position ourselves in a way that we can start the luring process early. Or do we just try for something else? This is tough. Either way, we've got to clear the area. So let's use both of our cards to move. 1, 2, 3 is enough. And the Saw Cleaver ends his turn. Monsters on its tile and surrounding tiles activate. Both of these monsters move in. Only 1 point of movement. Round's over, and the hunter's mark moves. New round, let's start with our Saw Cleaver, and I think we're going to have to dive heavily into our luring here if we're of any chance of completing this insight mission. We spend a card to move, and we're going to go just 1 space up into the next tile. This will cause both monsters to pursue, and we continue on. Another card to move, just up 1 place outside Yosefka's clinic. We end our turn here, and our enemies in range activate, meaning both the huntsman's minion and the hunter mob will move into the tile. Into Ludwig's turn now, let's get attacking. Let's see if we can't pick off one of these pursuers. We spend a card to move down, and we're going to attack the hunter's mob. We'll start off by using our Indomitable on our quick stab. Mainly, I want to draw a card. We score a quick change, and we reveal our opponent's attack. Fingers crossed for their basic. No, we have their ability. We flip another enemy action, and the hunter mob's next attack gains +1 speed and +1 damage. We go again, and it's the special attack, which means this is a fast 3 damage attack that would both stagger and stun us. Thank goodness for Indomitable. So we take the damage and deal 1 back. Yeah, it's not much, but it's all we need. We return to our attack, and we play Bloodthirsty on our slash, turning this into a 3 damage attack. Our enemy draws their basic attack, and I would prefer not to receive that damage, so we're going to go ahead and flip Evelyn to stagger. Our attack goes off, 3 damage, that's the kill. We draw a card, heal up a damage, and gain our 3rd Blood Echo. Back to the board, we play our last card to move, 1, 2, bringing the Huntsman's minion in pursuit. Now, when the Huntsman's minion activates, he's going to come in and probably thrash my head in. So, I'm going to go ahead and make use of the hand lantern, allowing us to teleport to a lantern. And moving just that one space further is going to mean just a much better round for us. Now, we're very quickly going to interrupt the flow of play here because the Huntsman's minion has actually moved into the same location as our Saw Cleaver Hunter. That means Ludwig's rifle is available for use, and I reckon we give it a blast. So we're going to go ahead and flip the card over to deal 2 damage on the enemy's way through. 1, 2. We call the end of a round, and the Huntsman's minion activates, moving into Yosefka's clinic. Nailed it. Starting the round with our Saw Cleaver, we're going to get into things pretty aggressively, actually. We'll begin by letting loose a throwing knife, dealing a 3rd point of damage to the Hunter's minion. Then we're going to move and attack. We're going to go for the quick cut with our unyielding, which in combination with our stagger is going to deal the remaining 2 damage we need to make the kill. We draw the enemy action card and we get the Huntsman's minion's ability, which is annoying because we can't actually stagger abilities. Let's see what it is. The shoulder charge. At slow before a hunter's attack, move the Huntsman's minion 2 spaces away. And unless the hunter dodges slow, they are also moved and suffer 3 damage and stun. Lucky for us, our quick cut is quick, so we're going to get in all the damage we need before he attacks. 1, 2, and he's dead. We draw up and we gain our 3rd blood echo. We meet the requirements for our insight mission, so we're going to go ahead and reveal card number 25. And for goodness sake, we've got a kill again, this time a Scourge Beast. Thankfully for us though, I think we can accomplish this with our consumable ability. Unfortunately, I don't have any. Let's go grab one. Now, to make this work, I'm going to have to use the Yosefka's Clinic special ability because we don't actually have enough cards to move, draw, and move back. So, once during our turn, the hunter may suffer 1 point of damage to draw 1 card. 3 cards are now in hand. We're going to move, interact, gaining us a pebble, and then we're going to move back. 1 and 2. Now, I totally forgot to reveal the next card for Yosefka's, which appears as part of the Scourge Beast hunt. Here, anytime our hunters draw a consumable from a consumable space, they gain a survivor token, which we're going to want to bring back to Yosefka's. Once we've got 3 of those, our mission is complete. So in gaining our consumable just before, we should have taken a survivor, which with us now arriving back at the clinic, can be dropped off and set free. 1 down, 2 to go. All that's left is to discard the pebble to summon the Scourge Beast. And with the turn now over, the beast gets to activate. Now we have no cards left in hand, so this enemy action is going to be probably pretty bad for us. I think it's okay though, we get a basic attack, can't really do anything about. We cop 2 points of damage from that, and we are just barely holding on here. Ludwig's turn, and we're going to get fighting. Before we do though, I'm going to discard one of our blood echoes to restore Evelyn, because I'm kind of expecting to get the kill and we can only hold 3 blood echoes max. We throw our basic clear into the slash and our enemy gets the special out. Oh boy. Alright, good news here, we get to clear this slot and I think we're going to need it. This is the Scourge Beast's 2 damage attack that's going to deal 2 more damage unless we dodge. So I'm going to go ahead and dodge. 2 damage to us, and 2 damage to the beast. Now, we've actually only got 1 card left here, and I was a little scared to continue, but having a quick look at the rules in the forums, we get to make use of this clear slot ability even when we use the card for a dodge, so that means we are open for another attack. So, assuming we get a basic attack here from our enemy, we're actually going to make it out alive. So we attack, and it is a basic. Nailing it. All right, guys and gals, we flip Evelyn over, staggering the attack. Our attack goes in, overkill with 3 damage. That is more than enough. We heal 2 points of damage, gain back our 3rd mark, and we've completed Yosefka's research, revealing card number 26. And card 26 is our reward. We get to distribute 1 consumable and the Yosefka's Blood Vial reward amongst the hunters. We score another throwing knife and Yosefka's Blood Vial, which is a reward which grants a hunter the ability to heal up 2 points of damage, which is pretty boss. Now, because the Sword Cleaver is going to be back after the hunter's dream pretty soon, the vial's going to go to Ludwig, and the throwing knife, as is tradition, is going to go to our Saw Hunter. Whew, crazy. What a round. Oh, things are starting to spice up there, but that is where we leave it for today. Tomorrow, the second half, and then we can move on to chapter 3. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you want notifications when the next one comes up. But like I said, it's tomorrow, so just tune back in then. All right, guys, that's it from me. As always, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.